This video and its content are protected by and operate underneath the guides of the Fair Use Act. It will be used for criticisms, reporting possible teachable moments, but most importantly, my commentary and review. So, hey, YouTube and anybody who gets butthurt, do not come copyright striking my channel. Also, everything in this video is allegedly according to what has been alleged, because even if we see it, because even if we see them do it with our own two eyes, hear it come out of their mouths with our own two ears, or read it in court docs, it is still alleged because we weren't there. So we don't know what really happened.
Big poppin', money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me big poppin'. Money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what the topic.
Yo, what's poppin', Henny? Gang. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I do a video. So what's popping, y'all? I know you missed me because I missed y'all too. I missed y'all a lot. But we got a lot of things to cover in this short amount of time that we are going to be over here on this YouTube Live. Because over the weekend, I have still kept my eye to the ground, my eyes on the internet and my ears to the street is what I meant to say. And it's a lot of stuff that's been going on, but something that has baffled my mind for, I want to say, the past several weeks, ever since the Black Sam interview and the internet decided to go on a Bash Big U campaign. The stories that I have heard and seen, the headlines, the titles of videos, the thumbnails, the consistent conspiracy breakdowns of things that did not make sense, all came at the hands of none other than duty shooter Rat CS2Back 100 and Luce Coochie Ashley. Okay, that's where everyone was getting that from. And so the internet spread like wildfire with all of these rumors and accusations and assumptions. And like I said, conspiracy theories as to who did what and what where, and trying to connect dots and making dots that don't connect nowhere. All in the name of we love Nip. Shout out to his legacy, his family, and all of that. I am still doing my series on Imani. I am digging up more information, and I will be bringing that to y'all very soon. Okay, so as soon as I have everything all together the way that I want it, y'all will be getting that. But we're not here for that. We're here because at least we not forget who we're talking about. It seems like all of a sudden everyone started falling under this trance of Wack 100. And if you think about it, he really should thank myself and the team, Damo Kiwe Conversations, for that viral moment that he got, because it came on the heels of us exposing the RICO that he and Ray J are on together. Yeah, I said it. Nobody else wants to say it or acknowledge it. I'm going to say it and My bad, y'all. All right. So where were we? Yes. Okay. We exposed the RICO case between him and Ray J, which was going super mega ultra viral. And then all of a sudden, he went super mega ultra viral with his delusional tales, twisted tales from the hood about Big U and this conspiracy theory. Well, today I decided to sit back and take y'all down memory lane. Memory lane to remind y'all of all of the crap he has said regarding Nipsey, because it seems like everyone thinks that he is this honorable person now because he's speaking out, he's exposing. He's not exposing anything except for the fact that he is the biggest clown to ever disgrace the internet. So let's get into some of this hot content so that y'all minded of who we're dealing with, but most importantly, the slanderous things that he said about a legend. And let's start off with what he had to say about Nipsey and his thoughts about Nipsey being called a legend for himself.
It was Nipsey, but he understood what I was saying.
To be clear, what you said was Nipsey's not a legend.
Nipsey's not a legend in music.
In music.
Yeah, not.
So now let's be very clear what you're looking at. This is the Bootleg Kev podcast. Wack 100 went on the Bootleg Kev's podcast 2 years ago. And while he was on that podcast, he was defending the fact that while he was on Drink Champs, he said that Nipsey was not a legend. He actually put Blueface in place of Nipsey, saying that Blueface was a legend over Nipsey. And I really don't care how he breaks it down, tries to round it off to the third power, tries to make sense of the claims that he made. The fact of the matter is, you said that man is not a legend. Don't try to clean it up now on Bootleg Kev, talking about it comes down to bodies of work, because at the end of the day, Nipsey had mixtapes and all of that came out before he actually hit mainstream radio. So least we not forget. But let's continue to play the content so that y'all can go ahead and chew on this.
In the streets, you know, the streets he from would dictate and determine that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty sure.
And by the way, the night Nipsey died, I think you were in the club and you had the DJ play his music. I remember.
DJ play. I was in Chicago.
Yeah, I remember.
I hadn't played his music, some West Coast shit. Like, you know, I did that. I stopped the whole club. We was in Chicago. Me and Blueface. And
why is it that every time he comes to speaking about something that is going on, right, he has to bash, slander somebody else and make himself seem like he's the biggest person in the room? I had them play his music. I was in Chicago with Blueface and I had them play his music. But you sat up here and talked about this man was not a legend.
Just so you know, Blueface neighborhood and their neighborhood don't get along. Mm-hmm. You know, that could have caused a rift. That I'm in the middle of a Blueface club.
What does this have to do with you saying that Nipsey is not a legend? Can someone, anyone, please explain to me what this has to do with anything? With the fact that the schoolyards don't get along with the neighborhoods? Like, what does this have to do with anything? Bootleg Kev, you said that the game was checking you on the fact he was mad at you about the fact that you said that Nipsey was not a hustle. I mean, not a legend. I said not a hustle. Child, I just worked 16 hours straight. Leave me alone. That has nothing to do with the tea in China. So do you see how he deflects? But people let him get away with it. But anyway, let's continue.
Club hosting, I stopped the whole club. And you know, just in, you know, a moment of silence for Nip and let's play his music. And then we went on about our night. But it got to a point to where Game definitely pulled up on me.
What'd he say?
He said, bro, I understand everything you said. You got your point across. Can you please just not say it no more?
Now, if somebody understands you and gets your point that you're making and you made your point across, why would they ask you not to say it again? Okay, maybe he's trying to show you a little bit of respect. I'll give him that. But he asked you not to say it again, yet here you are in an interview talking about it again. Anyway, That's not the only allegations that Wack 100 has made against Nipsey, saying that he's not a legend. Let's not forget that Wack also called Nipsey a rat, and he got confronted about it. But let's play this clip before we play the other one so that it'll make sense to y'all as to the context of everything.
Look, you doing that because you scared you don't know what else he got on the record? That's why
I don't give a fuck what he got on record.
Hey, hold on.
I'm just doing that. I'm just doing that because that's his pocket.
Hey, but what?
Did you say Nipsey Hussle was a rat?
Hold on, one person at a time.
Did you say Nipsey Hussle was a rat, bro?
I mean, you know, his homie said.
No, the Jews say.
Everybody knows what's going on. I definitely repeat it. I respect.
He repeated it.
Your Wack did on his shit. Yeah, Wack.
He did not say that shit.
Nah, he said it though. He said it.
Hey, listen, here go the thing. A lot of you niggas from out of town. Here go the problem. A lot of you niggas from out of town. Y'all think y'all know what's going on, but pay attention to this. Ain't nobody disputing what the fuck was said. That's all I'm gonna leave it at.
We out of town.
He's not disputing what was said. So you admitted that you've called him a rat. Let's continue on down the list, shall we? And I really don't care about what you're saying over here, because here you are on my video talking about what's dried up, and here you are bringing up a name that I haven't even gotten into as of yet, because I haven't gotten there yet. You jumping ahead the content, and clearly it's not dried up because you brought your dried up ass over here now, didn't you? But let me proceed and continue with what I'm doing. They're not gone. Their comment is gone.
But to be fair, then you started kind of going hard at Nipsey. You said that there's a gay sex tape and shit like that.
Yo, Vlad, one thing you better not never do is question what come out of my mouth.
And let me just be clear. They can go back and watch this replay. So that is for you. Smooches. So what was the name? 240 Gray? Get a better name.
You worth a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I got $5 million. You want to bet?
I don't. I'm not going to bet you. I'm not going to bet you.
Fuck it. Let's break it down to a fuck million. I got $1 million. Okay. Do you want to bet?
I'm not going to bet you.
Vlad, no. Because you said, right, and it didn't come out of my mouth. Hassan Campbell recorded the conversation and released it.
How did it not come out of your mouth if you're saying that Hassan Campbell recorded the conversation and released it? You had to be a part of the conversation in order for it to be your words, but you standing up here trying to slander this man's name, putting allegations on him. So now my question to all of you, especially those of you who want to come up in here and try to tell me how to run my content and what to do with my channel, because baby, guess what? There is the door, because I'm going to run my content how I want to. If you don't like it, you can exit. You can leave. Here's my thing. All of y'all sipped the Kool-Aid and fell for the delusion. All of you. You sat up there and you listened to the slow bus reject tell y'all all the stuff that he was telling y'all. But when I was saying what I was saying and I was calling it out, y'all had smoke. Y'all had my snipers in here working overtime in these comments. Because, see, we don't play all of that over here. You don't get to come over here and play in my comments. We don't do that. You don't play at the bar in these streets. You don't play over here. But how could y'all sit up here and take what a man who has slandered somebody so badly, how could y'all take his word at face value without a second thought? Oh, you know what? Let me remind y'all of something else, because I see y'all don't like the truth and y'all don't like when things get put out there. So let me piss y'all off just a little bit more, because y'all remember how he was sitting up here and he was defending Black Sam? I find that very odd when just last year, you see the title of this, and Black Sam is a what? He said Black Sam was a snitch. Remember? Let's roll this footage for y'all.
There's nothing that I knew about anybody from his backyard that he didn't know about. No information, whether it was involving Nipsey. You know, that goes both ways. Shit come to me, I'm gonna let him know what come to me. This what it is, come to me. Things he knew, he let me know what came to me.
Now that usually happens when you're friends, because remember, they used to be friends. But we already found out why they're no longer friends. But let's continue.
Me from his side. Black Sam, Nipsey's brother, he told me he's a rat. First time they first fall out, when he first got Nipsey signed, Nipsey come back, it was a fallout. They went down, there was a fight, rumble happened. Believe Big U knocked Nipsey out. Black Sam comes out, fires 3-4 shots in the air. He's fresh out the penitentiary. Police sitting right across the street. They see it. They come in. They arrest everybody. Black Sam's on parole. We bail Big U out. Big U tells us. The police tell him. They let Black Sam go before he got a bail, which is, gun, firing, fresh out. Ain't supposed to happen like that. He tell him that's when ours, leave him alone.
So, did he actually say that he was a rat? Or did he actually just break down the scenario of what happened? Because you saying that this man came out and told you that man told you that man got released before him. And you're saying that it wasn't supposed to happen like that. Let's listen to a little more because I know how y'all like to give it up.
So all these years, I've been looking, he's a rat anyway.
So all these years, you've been looking at him like he's a rat anyway. And that's the end of that clip. That's the end of it. But now he get up here on this internet. He get up here on this World Wide Web and get up on this internet and defending and saying, oh, he's so honorable. But that was your opinion of him a year ago. Nowhere in that statement does he say, now the person titled it that way, and he said that that's what was told to him. But then he tells you what was told to him. And what was told to him was the scenario that when Big U got bailed out, they had already told him Black Sam was out. And because he was fresh out and he fired up in the air, he wasn't supposed to get out. So that's you putting 2 and 2 together and calling that man a rat. But now you standing up here, standing 10 toes down, defending him. Am I surprised? No, because you stood next to Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now, even though Tekashi 6ix9ine, a lot of people are split down the middle with how they feel because he was involved with what he was involved with and he did what he did. People feel how they feel. He got in bed with the rat. So if he felt that way, then what changed it? Because Big U stopped dealing with you? Because paperwork was slid about you that made him stop rocking with you? So now all of a sudden he's not a rat no more? Now because we released that RICO on you with paperwork, told people they could pull up the caseload on their own, and if you know how to get into the federal systems, you can pull the paperwork on the RICO. You mad? You trying to distract everybody? I waited until everything started to die down to bring this back up to the surface because I wanted to see who was going to mention the RICO. Who was going to say that this was a distraction from the RICO? Not one person who ran with that Big U theory put 2 and 2 together. Put 2 and 2 together that it was those videos that we did, that 7-day span that we did, which we're not done. If you thought we were done, we're not. That 7-day mob down on that paperwork that we did gave you traction. Because everybody was talking about it. So now here come Black Sam with this interview. And you started putting this scenario out there a long time ago. About 2-3 years ago. Now you want to bring it back up. Because you're trying to play War of the Roses with us. But guess what? Where's your documentation? Because all we got is your word on anything that you ever say. But what really baffled me the most about the internet was that people were falling for Luce Cannon's BS as well. Now, shout out to Street TV for putting their information out and putting together the lies and exposing it. What happened, Bay Gibson? Demon Time dropped all the recorded Luce Cannon told him to make. Now they all beefing. I'm not beefing with nobody. I mean, maybe other people are, but as far as I know, I ain't beefing with nobody. I'm exposing. I'm gonna keep exposing. But shout out to you. Thank you for tapping in and tuning into the bar. Luce Cannon was caught in a bunch of lies. But there's one particular one that I think was overlooked or people may not have thought was relevant at the time or pertinent to the situation. Oh, I have one more that I'm gonna play for you about Wack 100 before we actually get into that other piece of content that I want to give y'all about Luce Coochie Ashley. So let me pull that up on the screen. And if you want to watch any of these videos that I'm showing to y'all, all the links are down in the description. I made sure I did that before I came live. But let's listen to one more thing that he said.
You had made some comments, though, about Eric Holder. You said that this is what a gangster is supposed to do when someone calls him a snitch.
At the end of the day, the rules of the jungle is the rules of the jungle. You know, when you call somebody certain things, every action gets a reaction. Everybody knew dude was a rider. You know, they knew he was about that life. You can't call a dude a snitch and expect him not to respond.
So what does that sound like to y'all? I want y'all to throw Henny glasses in the chat. If that sounds like he's condoning, what happened? Because you basically saying, well, hey, this is the rules of the streets and you don't get to call nobody a snitch and just walk away from it. How many times do dudes get called snitches and this isn't the end result? I'm just asking. I'm asking for my damn
This situation that happened was a normal standing situation. You call a dude something, dude ain't no punk. He get out like that, he get his man.
He get down like that, he get his man. Interesting choice of words that you picked on this here clip. I'm silent for a second because just give that a moment of silence, because this is the person whose narrative everybody running with. But y'all forgot all of this. Henny ain't forget. I didn't forget. But now let's get into Luce Coochie Ashley and the lies he told. Now, this clip I'm about to play done already been played multiple times. People done heard it 1,000,001 times. All I'm going to ask you to do is stay with me. Just stay right here with me. This video I put together because I was going to make it a recorded video. So I'm going to let it play a little bit. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give y'all my commentary. But I want y'all to really listen to what's being said.
We were doing a TV show like a while back, right? And I'm on a phone. He FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed.
Now, we already know Street TV, again, shout out to them, exposed that FaceTime was fake.
Something and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6 I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So
now, his cousin is Nipsey baby mama. Now let's listen to what Jermaine, his twin brother, said on Street TV. Again, shout out to them.
You found out about Nip getting shot before your brother did.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
And then you called.
Now, wait a minute. He found out about him being shot before. What? How he found out?
Called him up and told him.
Yeah. See what I'm getting, because I talked to my cousin. My cousin has she has what she said. She said she talked to her baby daddy Nip 30 minutes before he got shot.
You talking about?
Now, we already know, because I already showed y'all this, and I believe y'all may have seen it in other places. Jermaine called Termaine and told him about Nipsey being shot. Now, we've already put out there that there's already been put out there that the video phone call that he claims he had was fake. This is how he found out, through his brother calling. But it wasn't his story about him speaking to Nip 30 minutes ahead of time. That's not his story. He took the baby mama story and made it his story. Listen.
China.
China.
Okay.
She,
My child's father didn't. This
disrespect me. I talked to him 30 minutes before he died. How about those apples?
Wait a minute. Let's run that back just a little bit.
Me. I talked to him 30 minutes before he died. How about those apples? My child's father didn't disrespect me. I talked to him 30 minutes before he died. How about those apples? I know that.
Her child's father didn't disrespect her. She spoke to him 30 minutes before he was unalived. But ain't that the story that he just told? That Big U called him 30 minutes ahead of time and told him that Nipsey was unalived. So he took a piece of his cousin's story and made it his own. I'm just going to say Nipsey baby mama story because I don't even really want to put the two together. A liability.
And I guess that's where my brother got that story from.
Yep.
He jumps on no jumper. He said Big U called him.
Now, the reason why this is in the video is because this was my thinking. This was my thinking. And I can't understand why this wasn't anybody else's thinking after hearing this, instead of playing it and running with it and Luce said he spoke to him 30 minutes and Big U and him. Why y'all wasn't thinking this?
And told him that Nipsey was dead too early. And he got off the phone with Big U and called Nipsey. And Nipsey answered the phone and he asked Nipsey, oh yeah, you good? Oh yeah, I'm straight. Oh, all right. And just got off the phone. He didn't even warn him, tell him that, oh, Big U called me and said you just got killed. I was like, none of that shit.
Pretty much saying he called you, told you Nip got killed. You called Nip in a panic. He answered the phone. When you hear his voice, you're like, well, Nip ain't dead, but you don't warn him. What he said, 30 minutes later, you get a call after the fact, Nip dead.
So you basically just jumped on the internet and told people that you basically possibly could have saved Nipsey's life and gave him a heads up, but you didn't do it, bro.
If this story were true, that is exactly what you got on this stage, on this mic, on these internet streets and said. If your story were true, bruh. But nobody called. What? What?
Tell the world, like, you made the phone call. I'm not saying you had anything to do with it. I'm not saying you had anything to do with it. I'm not saying you had anything to do with it, right?
He was on this campaign, and in the midst of his campaign, this is what he said. I'm not saying you had anything to do with it. Anything after that, I really don't care about. I'm not saying you had anything to do with it. Yet every day for about 3 weeks straight, he went live. Luce Cannon destroys Big U. Luce Cannon destroys Cowboy. Luce Cannon destroys. And every day I'm looking at these videos and I am saying to myself, people are actually consuming this and running with narratives. Shame on y'all. Because, again, people forget things. So this was just a little reminder to y'all about the information that y'all forgot. Because I guess y'all and I guess Adam and everybody forgot how they really felt about this whole situation afterwards. Because after that interview, Adam 22 pulled that video down of Luce Cannon, and this is what he had to say to Vlad.
The Luce Cannon interview, that brought some conflict. And I remember I briefly spoke on it in our last interview, which caused, people to start talking from both sides. I'm cool with Big U, and I was cool with Nipsey when he was alive. And from what I understand, what Luce Cannon said wasn't directly kind of one-to-one to what it was titled. So what exactly, because at this point, Big U actually sent you a cease and desist. Did you take that interview down?
We did.
Okay, so you complied to the cease and desist.
Yeah, I talked to my legal team, and I am of the opinion, and it's mostly true, that it's very, very hard to sue anybody in America as a journalist, as a media personality for covering issues. But my legal team talked to me about it and said basically that, like, in the full arena of what's free speech and what's libel, that episode was quite a bit closer to libel from their perspective than the average piece of content that might be discussed in this type of thing. Basically, Luce Cannon said some stuff that he basically said that Big U knew that Nipsey was going to get killed before Nipsey got killed. And his evidence for that was claiming that there was a FaceTime call from Big U where he told him that Nipsey got killed before Nipsey got killed, like a half hour beforehand. And then he ends up finding that Nipsey actually did get killed. I've yet to see any evidence of this. It would be kind of hard to prove it in general too, because you would have to show me time-stamped video. And even that would it would be hard for me to believe that the timestamp wasn't just wrong, And it's like very hard to believe that Big U, if he was this criminal mastermind, would be so lackadaisical with this criminal plot that he would just be calling people and telling them about this happening before it actually happened. Like, it's just very, very hard for me to believe. And I was never invested in it or anything, but I mean, that's part of the problem with doing a podcast with Wack, is that he one of his big things is, I don't want you to edit the shit that I say. Like, I want you to just, if I say something, I want you to run it. He brings Luce Cannon on the podcast. I didn't even really know Luce Cannon. I'm still cool with him. I still talk to him and stuff, but I definitely didn't expect him to come with that level of conspiracy theory and then not provide like real receipts. Like, I thought that when he came out and said all this, that he was planning on proving it in the very near future, and it was supposed to come out on Valentine's Day. That was like 2 months ago. So yeah, we ended up taking it down rather than fight it.
Yeah.
Basically, Adam threw Wack under the bus. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That I noticed. Adam knows Wack be full of crap, but I also feel like Adam might be just a little scared of Wack 100, because it ain't no way if somebody come up here and I decide to do Hennessy reviews and bring somebody on with me, and this becomes a joint venture, ain't no way you're going to tell me don't edit what you say. Ain't no way you're going to put my platform in jeopardy. How many times have we watched him get up on Adam 22's platform and compromise it? And Adam be knowing good and damn well that Wack is lying. He knows. And while I'm talking to y'all, I'm going to pull another piece of evidence up that shows that Adam knows that Wack be up there lying. Hopefully I can find it really quickly, okay? Because once I saw this video, I realized Adam don't really be believing Wack. And when y'all see this and I break this down to y'all, because I don't know where the hell the video is. Hopefully I find it. I find the clip of it really quickly. Oh, that's my video. Hey, I'm in the algorithm. I'm going to tell y'all the video I'm looking for. And I can't figure out if it's on my channel, this channel, or if it's on my other channel. But I'm going to find it. It's probably on my other channel, knowing me. But this is around the time, for those of y'all who follow, it is on my other channel. For those of y'all who follow my other page, Circus Press Box. That's where I'm dedicated to all of the Chrisean and Blueface stuff, okay? I played this video after Chrisean and Blueface had that fight in front of the house where she said that Blueface hit her while she was holding the baby and he had blood on his hands. Yeah. Well, shortly after that, Wack 100 took his behind up there on Adam 22 and they talked about it. And during that time when they were talking about it, Wack tried to convince Adam that Blueface did not have any blood on his hands. However, all of us saw that there was indeed blood on his hands. And Adam 22 was looking at him, and it wasn't like I wish Adam would have came straight out and said to him, bruh, the whole world saw it. The whole world saw it. But instead, Adam kept trying to press the issue that, this is what happened. I believe I found it. Y'all. He most definitely did have blood on his hands. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this for y'all. This is when my channel was called Straight Henny, period. And I might at some point entertain the thought of going back to that name. But maybe that'll be the name of this channel, Straight Henny, period, because that's what I be giving y'all. So let's put the video up on the channel and let's go ahead and let's watch and talk about it. Let's talk about it because it shows that Adam be knowing.
And then she got the fucking baby on the front seat, no car seat. You know, you can't have a baby on the front seat till they like 8 years old. I know.
Wack 100. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to do damage control. And while the baby may have been on the front seat for a moment, guess what else wasn't happening? The vehicle wasn't moving. The vehicle was in park. Because if it was moving, Lucifer wouldn't have been able to get still video like this. Ain't that your people's leaned on the car? Mm-hmm. Wave and smile, Blue. I'm trying to pause it. But there was blood on his hands, and you'll get a good
Here
video
you
of
got
it.
this, bro, because Blueface exposes, right? He says, you got this baby over here laying on the front seat, no car seat in the car. So she says, oh, you hit me, you hit me. Now listen, bro. Blueface is pretty good with his hands, strong with his hands. She says, you have blood on your hands. If Blueface hit this bright yellow ass girl that hard to where he's bleeding, she's sitting here, makeup is flawless. But she had to say something, she's smart, to deflect from the baby laying over there on the front seat.
Now, Wack, if you gonna lie, at least be a good liar. Chrisean clearly didn't even have any makeup on her face at all. No filter, no nothing, just barefaced. And please don't make it seem like Blueface doesn't know how to hit somebody and not leave a mark because he's already done it. Or did you forget? Well, let me remind you.
Bust the lip, bust the nose, you lying.
The internet watched in horror as we looked at the marks on her face, only for her to look like this the next day. Not one mark, not one trace of the night before. And then by Lucifer's own admission, he said this in a recent song.
I ain't want to leave a bruise, hit her with my left hand.
I'm sorry, but what did he just say?
I ain't want to leave a bruise, hit her with my left hand.
Okay, that's what I thought. Continue.
A lot of times when you're in a domestic violence situation, which it's been a long time since I've been in one,
she don't live there.
You're not going full throttle. You're not beating her like it's a man.
Mm-hmm. Sounds to me like Adam 22 ain't buying your BS neither. And they don't have to live together for it to be domestic violence. Come on, Wack, you can't be this slow, can you?
But didn't she snap a bunch of her fingernails off in the process? I felt like maybe the blood had transferred from the fingernails. It looked like they were maybe having a little grappling match type thing.
He had no blood on his hands. He didn't have nothing on
But that's
his
what
hands.
she's saying in the car. She's saying, look at the blood on your hand.
Yeah, look at Adam's face. He ain't buying it. And Wack, I got the proof for you. Because see, here goes the blood on his hands right there. See that? See that? How about this? Or what about this right here? There's blood on his hands. Explain that.
She don't want people to think about the baby that's on the front seat.
So as y'all saw in that video, which I'll put that link down in the description box below if y'all want to see that video. Number one, I've been on Wax for a long time. For a very long time. And in that video, let me just put this back up here for a second for those who want to say, oh, he telling the truth. That's her taking the baby out the front seat and putting the baby in the back seat, where there's a car seat in the back seat. So he's up there on Adam 22 lying. And Adam is making faces at him, even though he tried to say that there was no blood on his hands. You seen where he said, well, maybe her nails snapped off and that's where the blood transferred from. But Adam was not buying that there was no blood on Blueface's hands because we all seen it. Don't be Mandela affected by Wack 100 and get pulled into this. So my question for Adam 22, if he watches this video, why do you continue to sit up with this man? Does he have something on you? Does he have some type of blackmail information? Not really. Some people may feel like he's getting too much attention. But see, here's the thing. The problem is the attention he got was for him spreading lies. And the lies that he spread affect people. They affect their lives. You can't just go around saying whatever the hell you want to say when you want to say it and think that there's no consequence. There was a car seat in the back seat. She had just took the baby out of it and sat him in the front seat laying. Exactly. Thank you. So my question to everybody on this internet is, when did he start telling the truth to where everybody wants to run with it? I wouldn't sit up here and I wouldn't give Wack 100 a portion of my platform, but I want to know what he got. What does he have on you? Okay? Tapes upon tapes upon tapes. Wait, then again, I don't know what you're talking about, so I don't even want to agree because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about we got tapes upon tapes upon tapes exposing him, or if you're talking about something else. So I need you to clarify them tapes before I give you a hallelujah and an amen, because I don't want to be, agreeing to something and then I find out later that I agreed to something I didn't mean to agree to. You understand? All right. No offense. I just got to be clear. Okay? Well, we know that's why she went there. But right now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because that shows the level of lie he will tell. And it also shows that Adam 22 is aware that Wack gets on his platform and lies. And you let him lie. And you don't edit the lies. And you run with the lies. So guess what that means? You are just as guilty as him. Because what you're doing is giving the lies a platform. And you have a bigger platform than I do at the moment. Because who knows? I may surpass everybody in a year. Give me a year. I might be up there. I don't know. Or I might be sitting right there with y'all. Like, what's good? What's poppin'? Who knows? But at the end of the day, you're giving him an elevated platform for him to spread lies that are damaging to people's reputations. And then he's got his Dun Squad minions that spread it out even more. You got 600 Pennies and Luce Coochie Ashley. I don't know how many times Luce Coochie Ashley has to be exposed as a liar before people believe it. I don't know how many times Wack 100 has to be exposed as a liar before people believe it. It's right in front of your face. The man will lie in your face and really make you think. If you weak-minded, if you are a weak-minded individual, then I get it. I get how you could be duped into be sucked into being sucked down the rabbit hole of Wack. Or the duty shoot of them. I don't know. Whichever hole is bigger. But critical thinking people, street smart people, you don't have to be involved in a gang to be able to put two and two together. You may not understand politics. You may not understand all of that. But if you was outside, you know a liar. You know a capper. You know a rat when you see one. And Wack 100 is the biggest bozo the clown, the biggest rat-faced mofo out here. Because what does he do? He gets up here on these platforms and he tells everybody business and puts a spin on it. See, this is why I call him duty shooter to all of the new people that are here. It's because he'll take a little bit of the truth, mix it with a whole bunch of bullshit, and then serve it to you. And he's a duty shooter. He's a shit shooter. That's a clean way of calling him a shit shooter. Because that's all he does. So if you were one of those people that actually believed his lies, ran with it, or are out here slandering people that are exposing the truth, see, that's the thing. You keep lying, you're going to keep getting exposed. And I'm not going to take my foot off his neck until I feel like it. Because he's going to keep running his mouth until he feel like it. Now, I don't need him to know my name. I don't need him to say my name, but he do know my name. Because at the end of the day, the people who tap in and tune in to Hennessy Reviews, they know my name. And they come here because they want the truth. And I'm going to keep giving y'all the truth, one video at a time. So, with that being said, I thought this was going to be a little bit longer than what it actually is, but this turned out to just be a quick little video, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Don't say nothing. Too late. I already said something. Giving you straight chitlin juice. There you go. And there you have it. T-Man said, exactly, Henny, only weak-minded people believe Wack. And it's okay if you sip the Kool-Aid. You can always come back. But as for Wack 100, he's done too much damage to be able to come back. This is why that man can't go outside. Ask him to go outside. And not in his backyard or his front yard. Ask him to go outside. Because the game has gone outside. Very many famous people go outside, especially those who are a part of a community. We're going to use community for YouTube purposes. A community of people that wear the same color or fly the same flag. Plenty of famous people still are able to walk their hoods and chill with their homies. But as OG Pyru, Ayatollah Marv told y'all, he ain't got no big homie. Zach, his brother, who was unalived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, Tulsa, where Wack owns 5 homes. He was put on, to my understanding. So are you trying to walk in your brother's footsteps, but nobody claims you? Because I ain't seen not one person get up here and vouch for you being a real, true Pyru that matter. It's like you just started hollering it. Then he says he's not gang banging. Well, I said it. He said he's not banging. But you always screaming on Pyru. I don't bang, so I don't scream anything. Or then again, Henny gang. Anyway, I just had to lighten the mood for a second. But y'all get the gist of what I'm saying to you. There's more proof and more evidence out there. And for every lie he tells, it'll be every truth that I expose. So at the end of the day, you have a choice to make. You can either believe a beautiful lie, or you could believe the ugly truth. And the ugly truth is that the one that y'all are putting up on a pedestal is the very same one that we was all dragging to these internet streets for being a lying rat-ass ninja. But that's it. I just wanted to come on here and put my little 1 2 1 2 1 2 down on the mic for y'all. I hope that y'all learned something or were reminded of something, because all of that information been out there. It could be old information all you want to, because you know it's going to be the first thing. They're bringing up old information. So do you. So do you with your old ass face. Looking like somebody ran him through a cheese grate. Let me shut up. Anyway. Y'all, shout out to the replay gang, because y'all be doing y'all thing, running it up. If you was here from the beginning, if you jumped on in the middle, and if you jumped on at the end, wherever you jumped on at, I appreciate you jumping on and staying on and rocking out with your girl. Y'all know what I say when y'all vibe high, so that the bullshit don't stick. Lovers always love y'all, and I love y'all. Stay away from the duty shooter. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Peace, y'all. I'm out. I gotta go to work. I hate that, but I have to. Peace.